You know, when you get rejected enough times, not once, not twice, but over and over again, something in you starts to change. And at some point, it feels like there are only just two ways to deal with it. The first way is to become bitter. So you build up anger, you build up this quiet resentment, and you start pushing the world back. So what you do is you start pushing the world away before it gets a chance to push you again. Another way would be you take it. You take the rejection like a man. You sit with it. You hang on to it. And somehow you try to turn it into something else. Something like growth or meaning, transcendence, or whatever you like to call it. I don't know. I just know that most of us don't even get that far. Right? Because before any of that happens, we fear and we get scared of rejection in the first place. So what we normally do is we lie a little, we pretend a little, we point fingers at other people, at the world, point fingers at our parents, at our childhood, at our past. So whatever makes us feel more comfortable. It's like that old story from the Bible. God asks Adam, Adam, did you eat it? Adam says, she told me to. And Eve says, the snake tricked me. And that's it. That's the moment. Blame just enters the room and it never really leaves. And that was the start of eternal human suffering, right? And suffering is never fun. It's not fun at all. So what do? We distract ourselves through little things and easy things. Things that make us feel good at the moment. And you know what I mean. Some people go a bit further, such as drugs, hookups, gambling, whatever works. But there's always something attached to them, right? Because there's always a cost. And the more you rely and lean on those things, the heavier everything else starts to feel. Because nothing in this universe comes for free. So what happens is you get more irritated, you get more tired, more stuck, and helpless. And I know how that feels. I know that feeling. It's very familiar. The feeling of being in the dark with no real sense of direction of where you're headed. So you're constantly moving, but you're not really getting anywhere. And when you do this long enough, you start feeling very lonely. It gets very lonely. It's like walking through a dark tunnel all by yourself, without anyone to talk to, without anyone to understand you. And you don't know if you're heading towards the exit or you're just going deeper into the tunnel. And what people say is there is light at the end of the tunnel. It sounds nice, gives you a sense of hope, right? But when you're actually in it, when it's dark enough, you start wondering, is there even a light? Because I don't see a glimpse of light anywhere around me. But that's not really the problem, right? The problem is how long you have to walk in order to see it, in order to find that light. So some people stop, right? They just sit down right in that corner, right in the dark, and they tell themselves, you know what? This is it. I'm not going any further. And honestly, I did that for quite a while. And after a certain point, something weird starts to happen. You stop looking for the exit. You stop searching for the light. Instead, you start getting used to the dark. You start embracing the darkness around you. And I know that sounds a little bad. It sounds like a bad thing, and maybe it is. But it's also the first time that you're not actually running away. You're not searching. You're not obsessed. So this is what I did. I stayed there. Not forever. Just long enough. Long enough to adjust my eyes to the darkness. And long enough to realize that maybe this isn't really about exiting the tunnel. Maybe this isn't about finding the light. Maybe I wasn't just paying attention to where I'm walking. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to how I'm walking. So in the end, there's this classic saying about how it's not about the goal, it's about the process. As cheesy as it sounds, that's the only thing that we can focus on if we don't know where we are headed, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you search, or it doesn't really matter if you find the light or not. As long as you focus on every footstep that you take, there's really nothing to fuss about. Because every step you take, you're strengthening your ability to step forward. And I think that's what matters, right? And along the way, if I find the light eventually, very cool, right? That is amazing. But even if I don't find it, there was some kind of meaning to how I was going through this tunnel. And I think that's enough. Maybe it's all cope. Maybe this is just trying to make sense of this chaos that we're living in. But I don't know. Letting go of this idea of I have to search for the exit, it somehow gave me a sense of freedom as well. So I guess it's a trade-off. And it's a trade-off well made.